In this video, I'm going to be telling you about why I think that you need to own property to vote. And I know that sounds a little controversial to you, but it's something I talked about in a previous video. Even though you might not like the actual application of it, the thought behind it is what's important here. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique you want, how to get the girls you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, if you want to join us on the quest, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. I believe that to solve the voting problem, that you should either have to be a property owner, you should either have to own land, own property, or you should have to have done military service in order to be eligible to vote. A lot of people got upset about that, a lot of butthurtness about this, which I understand because a lot of people say, well, that's so elitist. That's so backwater to say that you have to be a property owner. It's so discriminatory. And you're absolutely 100% right. The point is to be discriminatory. Now you might say, well, John, that sounds really wrong. And I would have to say, is it really, really wrong? The issue, I think, that we have the fall of democracy and really the challenge to the republic is the dumb majority ruling. Eventually what will happen to all democracies, okay, is that people will vote to say, let's say people that don't have money will vote to say, let's take the money from the people that have money, and there'll be more people that don't have money, and so they win by majority rule. What you're seeing kind of in the United States is people want to push for a reform of the Electoral College, right? So what they want to do is they want to essentially say that the popular vote should win. There's a reason why the Republic of the United States was set up in such a way as to have districts and to have it be based off of the actual land, and to have electoral votes and electoral college set up the way that it is. And it's so that the people with the greatest interest in the country, by owning the land of the country, would have the greatest say and not just the majority rule. A lot of that has become out of balance, right, in the last 100 years. Okay, because of the way that property and cities and everything has been distributed, and gerrymandering and all kinds of stuff that have really kind of corrupted that. But the basic idea was that we don't want the ignorant people to decide as a majority what makes sense. The application of it being landowners, maybe, I don't know, maybe that brings up some bad blood with some people, but the application is not so important. You need to have some skin in the game, and you need some way of proving that or evaluating. You basically don't want to have just a random person, their opinion counting. Would you want the entire country and all decisions to be made by popular vote? Do you think that whatever is most popular by people is the way that we should go? And that's the danger. That's a problem that we have, I think, today. That's a problem that I see, and that's why we always have this debate between monarchies of some sort, dictatorships, and majority rules type of democracies. And we try to throw the socialist aspect in there to try and solve it, but none of those things work, because the problem has been historically is that a democracy fails because you basically have a bunch of idiots voting. Madness is very rare in an individual, but in a group or mob, it is the rule. When I'm talking about the idea that only landowners or property owners should vote, or someone who has military service, the whole idea is to somehow create a filter where you're going to have people of a certain level of investment and education, right, or some kind of discriminatory factor that are going to be the ones making decisions, not the mob, getting away from the mob. It's too dangerous to put the entire political reins in the hand of one person. When you put it in the hands of one person, you get dictatorships, you get tyranny in general. If you look at the United States and kind of the founding of it, was kind of designed to be a republic, not to be a democracy, and people confuse those. And the reason why is because having the majority rule is not the best way. Now, more and more people are voting, and they are voting specifically along political lines. Okay, we have so much of an influence of media, we have so much of an influence of these things that that people aren't voting based on any level of intelligence. They're just voting on rhetoric. I welcome you to come up with a better solution, or to challenge the idea, right? I mean, essentially, what I was saying with that, and this is, this is something to think about in general, is challenge the idea that a mob of people is dumber than a one wise person. In order for you to say that there shouldn't be some kind of discrimination in voting, then you would have to say that a majority of people is smarter than something else that you could have, right? And that's the question, is like, how do you filter? How do you actually decide? And then one of the best ways is, like I said, is to figure out who has skin in the game. It's pretty objective to say who has skin in the game. If you own property, if you have an investment in the country, if you have an investment in the actual land, if you actually have an investment in the economy, like a significant investment, or you've put your life on the line through military service, you've got a vested interest. Again, not a perfect solution. I'm not trying to offer one. I'm just trying to say that majority rule is not a smart way to go, and there's got to be something better, some way to discriminate, some way to put to have people put their skin in the game. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.